There are so many players heading overseas to play during the offseason. WNBA throws a full-on tantrum fit after Caitlin Clark's departure. Because honestly, Clark didn't know the WNBA her loyalty, not after the way they treated her. So she did what anyone with a brain would do. She left. Now instead of owning up to their colossal failure, the WNBA is crying and scrambling, pretending they're shocked. But guess what? It's too late. Clark won't be stepping back into their league, no matter how much they beg, grovel, or try back peel. She's just not built for the physicality of this league. Yeah, she's not quick enough to get away from the physicality. But now, thanks to a mix of stupidity and outright negligence, she's packed her bags and taken her talents to Europe. The WNBA just lost its biggest star and they're freaking out. The league that desperately needed her charm and talent couldn't even bother to protect her from getting brutalized on the court. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. People are tuning in now. I'm not going to lie to you. I have not tuned in 1 second since Caitlin Clark was eliminated, but that's not unusual for me. Caitlin Clark has been the WNBA saving grace, the one player capable of pulling in viewers and making people actually want to tune in. But now, thanks to a mix of stupidity and outright negligence, she's packed her bags and taken her talents to Europe. The WNBA just lost its biggest star, and let's be real, they're freaking out. But yes, the league that desperately needed her charm and talent couldn't even bother to protect her from getting brutalized on the court. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Caitlin Clark was hunted on that court like she had a giant bullseye on her jersey. The league stood there, watched, and did absolutely nothing. We're talking about a rookie year, a fresh talent, and they still let her endure 177% more flagrant fouls than any other player. There was also a stat that came out a few weeks ago that said Caitlin Clark received 17% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls this season, and 80% of those flagrant fouls were committed by the Chicago Sky against Caitlin Clark. Now, this one that we see right here that I believe should have been a flagrant foul was not called that. So there have been cheap shots, there have been hard fouls. There have been other plays that haven't even been called flagrant fouls. You'd think that stats alone would make officials realize they were making a massive mistake. But no. They just sat there, twiddling their thumbs, pretending this was normal. No wonder Clark said she felt hammered out there. Hammered is putting it lightly. What she faced was a coordinated beatdown. Get caught for some technical fouls. She struggled with physical defense. She's faced at the professional level and voiced frustration with the leads. Officiating recently tell a reporter's quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me, and opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark said, and let's not forget the eye jab. Yeah, someone jabbed her in the eye so hard she was temporarily blinded. She had to stumble off the court, probably wondering if she was playing basketball or dodging punches in a street fight. And what did the refs do? Nothing. Not a whistle, not a call. If this were LeBron or Curry, it would have been a full-blown scandal. But it's the gutty of NBA, right? Just sweep it under the rug and hope no one notices, and I understand the frustration. I do. You saw Caitlin Clark's frustration, and you were so used to watching Clark thrive and flirt. Then there's the elbow straight to her ribs, because apparently playing defense means throwing cheap shots now. The message was clear. Opponents would go to any length to bring her down, and the WNBA didn't give a single thought about protecting their best asset. They let this nonsense slide game after game. Why? Because apparently watching Caitlin Clark get mugged was their idea of good entertainment. The WNBA's biggest blunder of the century, losing Caitlin Clark. I mean, how dumb can they get? She single-handedly pulled the league out of the shadows and into the spotlight, drawing over 1.5 million viewers per game. Weekend doubleheader ever with 2 games combined in the average 1.5 million viewers. That marks a 143% increase from a WNBA doubleheader on ABC a year ago.